Alright, well, hello everybody, hello, welcome to the channel, welcome to a new league um, that we're joining. This is Rocky Mike, coach of your Virginia Victinis, and we'll be joining this new league called the ICP. As you can see the logo on your screen. Yeah, we won't talk about how creepy that logo is for now, but yeah, anyways, like I said, this is a new league that we have joined. I'm pretty excited about it because it is actually a low tier league, which we have been trying to play for a while now in Generation 9. We haven't had a chance to play on one of them yet. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I'm literally making this last minute. I didn't realize we needed to do draft analysis. And this is due today. So, anyways, don't mind me. Like I said, I'll make it quick, I'll make it painless. Anyways, we were given a budget of 70 points to draft 9 to 11 Pokemon, pretty standard. Pretty much anything above what you would consider like a C tier is banned. So, you know, you won't be seeing the super extremely powerful yet common Pokemon like your Palafins, your Chiyus, your Anilaves, your Miscratas, all that good stuff. We're gonna be playing with tiny teeny Pokemon this season, which is fun. Gives a nice spotlight to very used Pokemon, which is, you know, like I said, fun. But anyways, I don't remember what spot we got. It's a pretty bad spot, probably close to the middle. So I wasn't too excited about that. It is what it is. And other than that, we are allowed to draft up to 2 Terra Captains with a given budget. The budget works out, you have to draft 2 Terra Captains, you cannot just draft 1. And the way that it is worked out is essentially means that you cannot draft a Terra Captain that is worth more than 10 points, I believe. So, meaning the first 2 tiers of Pokemon are not allowed to Terra. So, some of the Pokemon that you're gonna see that I drafted will have been great with Terra. It's not I didn't make them Terra Captains because I didn't want to, it's because they just weren't legal to be Terra Captains. Which I guess does put a little bit of a restriction on getting too overpowered, quote unquote, stuff. Anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what I decided to draft. And the first Pokemon that we decided to draft is gonna be none other than good old Raikou, which is actually gonna be nicknamed Diego this season. I seem to have a hard time, I've been noticing lately, about drafting good electric types. I keep drafting Regieleki for some reason. I'm not saying Regieleki is bad, but you know, it's not necessarily the best electric type. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get Raikou. This Pokemon can put a lot of work versus high tier Pokemon. Me personally, I've been wrecked by this Pokemon before, so you know. I've been wrecked by this Pokemon before, so I am not a fan of facing it if I don't have a good dedicated check for it. So yeah, it's one of the Pokemons that got, you know, all electric types got I guess hit by the losses of what is it called, hidden power. But Raikou is one of the few ones that didn't get hit too hard because he does get to give his call over most water types, which is hilarious. So yeah, that's pretty good for us. So we have this call. We have a Calmine Sweeper, Choice Specs Sweeper, Choice Scarf Pokemon with Momentum and Ball Switch. It does get a funny physical move pool as well as with Trailblaze and String Speed. So maybe we'll use that some weeks. Aura Sphere, it's also a pretty good move. In general, a pretty solid Pokemon. So I think this is a good Pokemon I drafted to build around the rest of my team. So hopefully we can make good use of that. But anyways, on to our second round pick. We're gonna grab the Ansi. This Pokemon I had drafted several times before, and it's always good to me. So we are grabbing good old Princess Peach one more time. And spoiler alert, this is gonna be one of our Terra Captains. because this Pokemon without Terra is kind of sus, but with Terra is actually pretty broken. So it actually has one as like a legitimately on Uber's league. um, so let me just leave it at that, I guess. Um, but anyways, this is gonna be one of the Terra captains. We do have to declare Terra ties for Terra, so this thing is gonna be either Fairy, Water, or Ghost. The reason why it goes is because I like it as a hazard setter some weeks, since it gets access to both spikes and stealth rocks, and it can spin block itself. You get some pretty scary setup sets like Hull Mine, Draining Kiss, Moonblast, Air Power, shenanigans, or you can also run Diamond Snore Body Press, which is a little bit luck reliant, but my luck is incredible, right? So I'm always gonna get it. I'm always gonna hit those Diamond Storms, and I'm always gonna get those 50% defense boost. Other than that, access to Trick Room for Trick Room Meteorine shenanigans is always fun. Encore is a good utility move. It's just in general a very good Pokemon if you are able to Terra it, and I just decided to grab it early so I can Terra it and just get that out of the way. This does take the majority of my Terra points, so I will, for my next Terra Captain, I'm gonna have to draft something like relatively low, but that is fine. I will anticipate that the Yancy will be the thing that will be Terraing most weeks anyway. Pick number 3 is going to be one of my favorite Pokemon, especially on this Chinese version. We're gonna go ahead and grab Mr. Haxorus, or how we call him this season, Dark Vader. Not much I can say about this thing. This thing is like a truck, 147 base attack, it's a monster. 97 speed is decent, especially on low tier. It does get access to both Swords Dance and Dragon Dance for setup. It does get access to Scale Shot this generation in order to increase speed alongside attacking. And it also gets a pretty wide move pool in Earthquake, Close Combat, some rock moves, but it also gets priority in First Impression, which is very interesting. And we'll try to take advantage of, because it's just a good move in general, and it's pretty powerful priority. I mean, it has its downsides, but that is fine. We can work around that. Other than that, like I said, it gives me it feels a speed tier between the the Yancy and all the way down to Raikou. There's still some holes I need to fill, but it does give me a pretty solid high tier Pokemon in my opinion that hits pretty hard. It's frail as paper, but it hits pretty hard. So that's the main thing that we wanted to do when we grabbed this Pokemon. So we'll take it. All right, Pokemon number 4. I do want to get some hazard control into my team, and at the same time, I don't want the Yancy to be having to be the hazard setter every week. So we're gonna go ahead and complete our Dragon Fairy Steel Core and grab good old reliable Fortress, or how I like to call it, the Ballon d'Or. Not much I can say. Super physically defensive Pokemon. Access to all hazards is fantastic. Body Press is a very good buff that you got last generation. Pivoting Ball Switch is good. Can hit pretty hard even without investment with Gyro Ball versus like some fast setup sweepers. Gets access to other things that might be fun to try during the season, but in general, I just like that this Pokemon gives me rapid spin option as well as hazard stacking as well. And the pseudo focus sash is never bad with sturdy. You run heavy duty boots and sturdy, and you get a guarantee at least leaving one hit and doing something that you need to do. I believe this thing gets Thunder Wave as well, so it's potentially gonna be pretty annoying for my opponents. So yeah, that's gonna be number 4. Pokemon number 5 is gonna be a Pokemon that I never drafted before. Pretty excited to use actually, since it's been getting a lot of hype lately on the draft community. It's gonna be good old Alomomola, or how I will be calling it this season, the Space Mambo. I do have a Haxorus and a Raikou that hit pretty hard, but they don't really want to take hits. So this thing allows me to pivot into them relatively easy with a Flip Turn and Regenerator, which is a great combination for a pivot Pokemon, given its amazing bulk. And And even if my opponent gets, and even if my opponent has a water absorbon or something like that, I believe he does get battle pass as well. So, anyways, yeah, this Pokemon seems to be a lot better than I give it credit. Granted, getting access to Flip Turn that makes a big difference versus not having it. And other options on utility like Skull for burns, Wish, for healing. You guess Healing Wish as well. He has Player Off, which is interesting. Apparently, people run that to hit Walking Wakes on you, which is hilarious. And I had definitely never lost to that. But yeah, and plus it gives me a solid water type to, you always need a solid bulky water on your team. So we'll take a Lomomola or Space Mambo for our 5th pick. Alright, for pick number 6, we decided to go ahead and grab our 2nd Terra Captain this season. We're gonna go ahead and grab Nezuko the Lorantis. I had tried this before. The prospect of contrary Terrastellar seems great, so we're gonna try it again. It didn't work on high tier draft before, but maybe it'll work on low tier. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. But the main reason why I drafted this Pokemon is because it gives me a bulky grass, which is good for Raikou, and it also gives me access to Defog, so it doesn't necessarily locks me into having to run Rapid Spin if I want to get rid of hazards myself. So that's pretty good. Superpower Leaf Storms with Contrary, is a no-brainer. Synthesis for recovery if I need it, and yeah, Terrastellar, always boosting my attacks is pretty decent. The only bad thing is that we do get to keep the grass typing. But talking about grass typing, this Pokemon is going to be allowed to Terrastellar into a grass, a fire, or a stellar Pokemon because one of the types has to be staff. So yeah, we're forced into grass. I don't know. Might run in some weeks. Who knows? I mean, Terra Grass Leaf Storm sounds pretty nice. I wish it was faster, but it is what it is, right? But yeah, that's gonna be our Pokemon number 6. Alright, Pokemon number 7. We need a ground type. I do believe that every team needs a ground type, especially on a low tier draft that allows Regieleki. We don't want to be the one team that is losing to Regieleki alone. So, anyways, we are grabbing a good old favorite of mine, Piloswine, which we'll be calling Appa this season. Not much to say about it. It's super bulky with the Eviolite. It gives me access to more Stealth Rocks, which is always good. The Ground Ice Stab is, fantastic. It's basically unresisted by anything other than maybe a Corviknight, which guess what? Is banned on this league. So fun stuff. We do get access to reliable to a somewhat strong priority in Ice Shard, and then it's just bulky, and the options are Oblivious to never be taunted, or Tic-Tac to resist 2 of our weaknesses in fire and water, or ice, sorry. It's pretty nice. So I'd like to have a good old reliable ground type on my teams, and yeah, I always get a hard time whenever I don't get those. So yeah, pretty happy with that one. Alright, we're near the end here, because, spoiler alert, whenever somebody allows me to draft 9 Pokemon, I will draft 9 Pokemon. I believe that using the points is better than I'm using than to get like a 1 or 2 pointer for no reason. So I wanted a little bit, like I said, I needed to close the gap and speed between Raikou and Haxorus. And also when I grab immunity, and also when I flying type. So Dodrio does fill all of those holes, which is great. This is gonna be our Tri Brigade during this season. I'm gonna be honest. I always wanted to draft this Pokemon. I just never had the opportunity because it's always so crap for. What is it called? Regular draft. So maybe we can get it to shine in low tier. Who knows? All I know is that it's gonna be our flying and normal type, and it gets some decent options. And it gets flying. It gets, of course, staff coverage, but it also gets fighting coverage on low kick and ground coverage and drill runs, so it's not like it's lacking of options. It can also, run speed, increase speed with Trailblaze, which is always nice. Unfortunately, it basically has no ability unless I'm facing an Among Us, and I might be able to wake up early if it puts me to sleep. But other than that, Tangle Feet is completely useless. I don't know, maybe I'll use Trash Tangle Feet 1 week to try to sweep. That sounds like it could be fun. But, if it doesn't happen, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that's gonna be our second to last Pokemon. And let's go ahead and take a look at what the last Pokemon is going to be. And yeah, if you're somewhat familiar with Draft League, you will know that most draft teams will tell you that they need a grounded ground type, so you don't lose to toxic spikes, and a dark type, so you don't lose to set up psychic bulky types. So our last Pokemon is gonna be Biohazard, the Alolan Muk. I love this Pokemon. I used to love it more in previous gens, but this gen just doesn't feel as good as before. But it's still pretty good in my opinion. It's just, like I said, it's just a bulky, especially defensive wall that can set up and actually do a lot of damage, or even, you can even just attack. To be honest, with 105 base attack is not awfully bad. It can sponge a hit and hit you back. It gives me a ground weakness, but I think I have the ground weakness somewhat well handled. Unfortunately, we're not gonna have a fire type on our draft to complete our fire, water, grass score, but I don't think that it will be too good. But anyways, always excited to draw a Alolan Muk. I love having access to knockoff, especially a stab knockoff, so that's very helpful. And then, like I said, yeah, this thing can just do a lot of damage if it's left unchecked. So, but anyways, that's pretty much gonna be the team for this season. I think it's a fun team. I think I'm gonna have fun using it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it well. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make Lurantis work. I really want to, but it seems so naive of me to try to do it. But we'll try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll drop it in the middle of the season like we did last time. Who knows? Anyways, if you watched this long, thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you on the games. I believe the games will be uploaded every Sunday, so yeah, look forward to seeing those. If nothing else, we'll make sure that they are fun games and competitive games, and they're entertaining to watch. Anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll see you on week 1.